Hello, beer bloggers. This is Elle Potter with the Beer Bloggers Conference. We have spoken with Carla from the Beer Babe about how she got creative with scholarships. And here we also have Tatiana Peavy from A Strong Fuggly Brew, which is fugglyBrew.com, who also last year worked to get sponsorships to get her up to Portland for the 2011 conference. So hello, Tatiana.
Hello.
And so you're blogging from California.
Yes.
And I understand that you are planning on attending the European Beer Bloggers Conference in Leeds this May.
Yes.
Very cool. So tell me about what sponsorship looked like for you to get you to last year's conference.
Well, last year, North Coast Brewing Company, they were generous enough to send me. I put together a sponsorship package that included advertising on my blog and handing out literature and coasters and representing them at the Night of Many Bottles, and of course, wearing their shirt at all the weekend events. They sent me with a case of their beer, including their newest release at the time, which was their Grand Cru. And I also did a short panel with my good friend, the Beer Babe, where I was able to discuss my relationship in working with a brewery for sponsorship and tactics that others may want to use for seeking sponsorship.
Very cool. So how did you approach your potential sponsor? Did you approach them or did they approach you?
I approached them. I began with the breweries that I already had a working relationship with, including sponsors from the prior year at the Boulder Beer Bloggers event. The primary difference between my approach and Carla's was wanting to concentrate my focus on just one main brewery. I had a package that would essentially be a full weekend of marketing and beer tasting and naturally extend past that into blog posts, advertising, and interviews like this one.
So you basically put together a whole press release, conference, sponsorship packet. This is what it will look like. This is what I'll do for you.
Exactly. It wasn't easy though. I mean, I'm used to having people tell me no and being okay with it.
So you did have a lot of no's.
I had a few no's, but like I said, North Coast was my primary focus. So really, I was because I grew up in the same town that they are located in, I was really hoping to kind of keep that locality there. So
definitely, I mean, it never hurts to ask, right? You got to start with that.
You never know.
And so, what are you doing? Are you doing anything for sponsorships to get you over the pond for this European conference?
Last year, I had wrote out a proposal and I emailed it to the breweries that I was interested. But for this year's European Beer Bloggers Conference, I put together a really awesome sponsorship package that includes not only just ad space and having their beer at the bottle share, but a cocktail event and a beer cocktail tailored to my favorite beer of their brewery, as well as posting recipes with their brand name beers on the blog. And of course, this is on top of ad space and the bottle share and handing out swag.
Excellent. How did your sponsor feel about what they had done in sponsoring you to get you to the conference? What was their response once it was all over and you came back?
They were actually really surprised this last year over at Portland. Of course, they get, increased exposure during the conference. And they also had just released, North Coast had just released their Twitter handle. They didn't have a Twitter account yet, and they had just released it like a week prior. So that was really huge for them as well. Of course, the biggest mouths in the industry are there to talk about fantastic beer we're sharing and all that stuff and creating a buzz back home and searching for those beers back home. So it's really a win-win-win situation for everybody. If given the opportunity, a brewer should really take advantage of opportunities like these. It exposes their beers to the people who really work hard and usually for free, to get your brand name out there.
Well, thank you so much for the chat.
Awesome. Thank you for having me.
Yeah.